Now it is. Good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Education Advisory Board meeting for Monday, September 12th, 2022. It is 6 o'clock p.m., and I am Jennifer Sullivan. I am the acting chair of this committee today, letting you know that our previous chair, Dr. Bill Tallmer, has accepted a position at the school district, so he is ineligible for this committee, unfortunately, but I definitely wanted to recognize him. I know he's been serving in this capacity for several years, and we really appreciate his time and effort, and I know he's got to know a lot of you. So, Bill, if you're watching, we have big shoes to fill, so thank you. Okay, I did want to do the Pledge of Allegiance to start this meeting off, and then we will do the roll call. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jacqueline, would you mind doing the roll call?
Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer Sullivan.
Here.
Nancy Pena.
Here.
Megan Crosby.
Here.
Javier Brevis.
Here.
Councilman Jeff O'Mara.
Here.
Thank you. I did want to take a couple of minutes to recognize this committee since we are a newer committee. Maybe we could introduce ourselves. And I definitely wanted to welcome Javier Rivas as our newest addition. Congratulations on your senior year.
Thank you.
Why don't we start with you since I introduced you and tell us what you're doing and what you're hoping to get out of this committee.
Well, I'm Javier Rivas, and I'm the student body president at Royal Palm Beach High School. It's really a great opportunity for me to be able to sit on a board and experience stuff that not a lot of students are able to experience. So I'm really really appreciative of this. Thank you very much.
I look forward to getting to know you. Like I said, I'm Jennifer Sullivan. I am a longtime resident. I think I've lived in the village for almost 20 years, and I'm currently the Vice President of Marketing and Programs at the Cultural Council for Palm Beach County. We do a lot of arts education programs, and I'm just really happy to be part of this committee. Megan?
I'm Megan Crosby. I've lived in the village for 14 years. I have 2 students at H.L. Johnson, and I'm an office manager at the Palm Beach Biltmore Condo Association.
Nancy? No. Yep.
I'm Nancy Panay. I've lived in Royal Palm Beach for 4 years, but I've lived in the Western communities in Wellington for 40 years almost. I'm a retired math professor from Palm Beach State College, and before that I taught at Suncoast High School, also math, for 14 years. And I also have a background in local government, so this was a perfect mix of my interests, and I hope to be able to contribute to the board, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay. Commissioner O'Mara, I didn't introduce you, just in case anyone doesn't know who you are.
Okay, well, I'm Jeff O'Mara, and I'm delighted to be here, and we've got a great council. We've got the core of a great board that we're certainly eager to flesh out and get some more folks up here. But you can just tell by their backgrounds, it's a great group, and we're excited. And I like having Javier next to me. He's going to teach me a lot this year. I told him that already.
Okay, we have a couple of orders of business before we go into presentations, and the first one is a selection of the chair and the vice chair of this committee as we go into the new school year. So I'm going to open it up for discussion.
Well, I would like to make a motion to appoint Jennifer Sullivan as chair of the Education Advisory Board.
Thank you. I need a second.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion carries. I am the new chair. I'd like to make a motion to nominate Megan as our vice chair. Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor? Okay, congratulations. Motion carries. Okay, so now we've done that. There is a little bit of planning for the school year, and I'm supposed to be just reading out the dates for our Education Advisory Board meetings. So today, obviously, September 12th, we have a presentation by Principal Fleming from Royal Palm Beach High School. The next meeting will be Monday, October 3rd, due to the holiday on the 10th. We will have a presentation by Principal Salter from Cypress Trails Elementary. Meeting on November 14th, Principal Getty from Royal Palm Beach Elementary will be here. The next meeting will be Monday, December 12th, and that will be a presentation by Principal Miller from Western Academy Charter School. No meeting in January. The next meeting would be Monday, February 13th, a presentation by Principal Nance with Crestwood Middle School. The next meeting, March 13th, a presentation by Principal Kurcharski with H.L. Johnson Elementary. No meeting in April. We will be doing our scholarship interviews. And then our meeting on May 8th will be the Palm Beach County School District Legislative Update. So those are the meeting dates for next year. Those don't need to be approved, Jacqueline, do they? Okay. Okay. On our agenda, but we are going to hold, because we are still building this committee, is the intention that all of us on this committee will become a liaison for one of the schools in the district. So we're looking forward to making those assignments, hopefully at our next meeting when we have our full committee. And that brings me into the presentation by Principal Fleming from Royal Palm Beach High School. And I think you have a special presentation.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to show what wonderful things are taking place at Royal Palm Beach High School. Before I start my presentation, I would like to bring Michelle Blecker-Kramer, who is the dance education teacher as well as PE teacher at my school, to introduce her elite squad for a performance this evening.
My honor to be here tonight, but I'd like to digress for one moment. On behalf of the students at Royal Palm Beach High School and the staff, we want to thank you for allowing Mrs. Fleming to be our new principal. Her objective, her main focus is our students and Royal Palm Beach community. So on behalf of everyone related to Royal Palm Beach High School, we thank you because we're very privileged to have her. Tonight, we have 4 of our dancers, which are elite, from our Wildcat Dancers dance team to perform tonight. I'll be talking in between each dance because they had need time to change their shoes. Our first performance is called If the World Was Ending. It is a contemporary piece.
Will you speak in the microphone when you introduce them next time?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
You can
Just to
use
record.
this mic right here. If that green light is on.
If the world should end.
Great.
Literally, our contemporary piece.
I was distracted and in traffic. I didn't feel it when the earthquake happened, but it really got me thinking. Were you out drinking? Were you in the living room chilling, watching television? It's been a year now. Think I figured out how to let you go and let communication die out. I know you know we know you weren't down for forever, and it's fine. I know you know we weren't meant for each other, and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You'd come over and you'd stay the night. Would you love me for the hell of it? All our fears would be irrelevant. If the world was I'd be falling and I'd hold you tight. And there wouldn't be a reason why we would even have to say goodbye. If the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Right? If the world was ending, you would come over, right? Right. I tried to imagine your reaction. It didn't scare me when the earthquake happened, but it really got me thinking. The night we went drinking, stumbled in the house and didn't make it past the kitchen. It's been a year now. Think I figured out how to think about you without it ripping my heart out. And I know you know we know you weren't down for forever, and it's fine. I know you know we weren't made for each other, and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you come over, right? You come over and you say goodnight.
The next routine we'll be doing is a jazz routine called Nails, Hair, Hips, Heels as the girls change their shoes. Please realize that we've only been in school for a little over almost 6 weeks, and this contemporary piece they learned last week. So I'm very, very proud of them.
Nails, hair, hips, heels, face, done, lips, real, purse, full, big bills. Yes, I'm a big deal. Legs, legs, face, eyes, thin, waist, thick thighs. You, me, you, wish, new phone, who, this, patty pat pat, shoulda gum gum gum. Mommy, yes, God, then you pop that tongue. This whole club is my runway run. Y'all 5, 4, 3, 2's, I'm a one. Girl, what did that girl just say, girl? Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, and then sashay. Okay, I don't work for free. No, that's not the T, hunty. No, man. So make it rain on me, and I might let you see. What you gonna let them see? My nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels. My nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, don't touch these clothes. Face, lips, eyes, nose, camera, click, we pose. Beat, mug, limp, wrist, VIP, list, wave, blow a kiss. I'm the one, sis. Left, right, left with a spin. Where's my sash and crown? Cause I win. I'm so fab, I'm gone with the wind. Y'all 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 10. Girl, what did that girl just say, girl? Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, and then sashay. Okay, I don't work for free. No, that's not the T, hunty. No, man. So make it rain on me, and I might let you see. What you gonna let them see? My nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels. My nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels.
About a month before school ended in April, the girls came to me and said, you know, Mama B, we want to learn tap. Nobody ever had tap background before. I said, sure, why not? I'm up for it. So these girls met after school for about 2 weeks, and we did the basics. And they did their first tap routine at our show. And again, last week we choreographed the new tap routine. So these are brand new tap dancers. But to us, a full rounded program consists of ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary, and musical theater. So this allows our girls to have, and boys to have, a well-rounded dance background. but it's not your typical tap song. It's not one of these, oh, uppity up. This is a nice contemporary piece that they're doing tap to.
I can hold my breath. I can bite my tongue. I can stay awake for days if that's what you want. Be number one. I can fake a smile. I can force a laugh. I can dance and play the part if that's what you ask. Give you all I am. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Your words in my head, knives in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human.
Royal Palm Beach, I'd like to present Elite. Thank you very much.
Would you mind introducing the students so we can say thank you?
Can you see it? It disappeared on me, sorry. It said show my screen and then disappeared. Can you see it?
I don't think we can see it yet. Yes.
All right, once again, thank you so much. Just makes me smile from ear to ear to see my students here. Thank you for allowing them to be part of the meeting tonight. I think that's the best thing about public schools is the students that we serve. So I'm just so honored to be their principal. I am officially coming up on my 10 months. So not quite a year yet, but what a year it has been. I'd like to share with you the SY23 theme for Royal Palm Beach High School. So we set the tone at the beginning when the teachers come back, and our theme this year is high expectations, high standards, no excuses. And we now have a coined phrase called the Royal Way. So we're saying that we're doing things the Royal Way, which is now our tagline. And a quote that I used with the staff as we came back together was, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success, by Henry Ford. And I think that can be said about a lot of things, whether it's a community partnership or being the principal of a school and watching the students succeed in our walls within. So believe in that. The core beliefs, the district, Royal Palm Beach High School aligns itself with the district's core beliefs as set forth in our strategic plan. These are beliefs that I wholeheartedly believe in, and when we say all, we mean all, and you'll see that by some of our data coming up, but we all have a role in student success, and I think that is definitely an attribute to this Educational Advisory Board and the community connections, and that you believe that every student is capable of growth and success because you've invested in us as a community partner, and we just really appreciate that. So Royal Palm Beach definitely aligns itself with these core beliefs of the district's strategic plan. This is our FY23 current enrollment. We are holding steady. Our original projection for SY23 was 2,340. And when I put this presentation together, we were at 2,342, but I did take a peek today and we are at 2,347. So as of September 12th, we have 2,347 amazing students. I just wanted to share that because we are keeping our enrollment, which means we're keeping programs and keeping providing as many options as we can for our students. This slide is very exciting to me because through a pandemic, we have been able to maintain a B grade, and for a large comprehensive high school, that is no easy feat. Now, I will say you might see different data. This particular slide is a year-to-year comparison. So this is showing you from the performance at the end of school year 21 to school year 22. I think in the regional presentation, you'll see a little bit different because the state held us harmless. So some of the data comparisons you'll often see are from 19 to 22, but this is a one-year snapshot that I can say that I am so proud to be part of this data. And so we increased 113 points in 1 year. And so I just wanted to demonstrate that because it really shows how hard the teachers are working and how much we are digging deep to really bridge that COVID gap, right? There's no secret that with the kids home and not with us, that we lost a lot of ground, but we are gaining it back. And I'm really excited to show that. And this is just going to continue to go up and up. So I'm very proud of this data. We are one of 5 high schools that maintained a B rating. There were 13 schools in total that maintained a B throughout the pandemic, which again, for anybody is no small feat. So I'm really proud. We're in good company here. Just wanted to share that with you all. So what is the Royal Way? The Royal Way is preparing students to be successful when they leave us. And I think that people do not realize how critical it is to be in a high school. I wanted to be a high school principal from the time I started as an assistant principal, and we are the last people that get them before they leave and go out into the community and become our community partners working in the community. And so I think the work that we do at Royal Palm Beach High School and at any high school is so critical because we're the last ones that get them before we release them out to the community. So it really is really critical work. So preparing them for the 21st century marketplace, and I'm going to demonstrate that by showing you all of the wonderful college and career options that we afford our students at Royal Palm Beach High. Here's some wonderful data as well. This is Royal Palm Beach High School student achievement. The graduation rate from 2021 was at 95%. And then our projected, even with the COVID slide, is at 91% for class of 22. And that's lagging data that will be coming soon. And I think even being able to maintain above a 90 is no small feat, especially closing those gaps from COVID. So we'll be excited when those numbers finally do get published, and I know we'll be celebrating. The scholarships, our students are just amazing, whether it's Bright Futures or your scholarship that they have the opportunity to apply for. We have a scholarship chair who's one of our school counselors, and we are constantly pushing the opportunity for students to achieve scholarship funds. And so in class of 2021 was 2.1 million, and class of 2022 was almost 2.3. So we continue to climb every year, and that's really amazing. In addition, with the Bright Futures scholarships, we have academic scholars, medallion scholars, and the CAPE scholars, which is our career and technical education, and then our vocational scholars. And so a total of 36 ACE and IB. We had 23 ACE diplomas and 13 IB diplomas last year. We are continuing to push the limit with providing equity and access for all of our students, regardless of previous test scores. So in the past, ACE APIB was really geared for those upper echelon students, but we've really changed the metric on that. The district is so supportive in making sure that regardless of if it's a completion of the exam or the full diploma, that by the time students leave high school, they've had access to a college level course. And we continue to increase our percentage of enrollment every year. On SY21, we were at 60.2%, and for this school year, we are at 70% of all of our students enrolled in one or more accelerated course. So it's really great work happening. And what are those courses? We have AP, IB, and ACE. At this time, we have 6 advanced placement course offerings. We have 8 IB course offerings, including the full diploma program. We have 14 ACE courses. That's the University of Cambridge. So the ACE diploma is the Advanced International Certificate of Examinations. It's a very similar international pathway to IB, and it's affording students the opportunity to also earn the Bright Future Scholarship. So a little bit more about ACE. So the Royal Way is acing international education. So some of the highlights, we had the 23 students who were awarded the ACE Diploma distinction. All of these students are eligible for Bright Futures. The number of students qualified to apply for the ACE Diploma increased 16% from the previous year. 928 ACE exams passed. So that is college credit. So if you look, that's 2,784 college credit hours. And so at the University of Florida, this is a savings of $590,208. So you can see the value in continuing to offer these courses for students, and we continue to increase the enrollment, so we're up 25% from FY21. Looking forward to this year, right now we have 2,786 enrolled in ACE courses, so that means more than one. That's obviously higher than our enrollment, which means kids are in more than one. They've bought into this, they realize it's a good pathway to college and free money for college, so it is very exciting. Once they pass that first ACE exam, it's like, oh, I can do this, and then they're right on track to receive the diploma. We have 120 students that are getting ready to potentially earn the diploma this year, which is outstanding. That's a 240% increase from the previous year. And just what that means is they're continuing to buy into the academic rigor, and that they just know that academic excellence is a focus for us at all times at Royal Palm Beach High. And along with our wonderful accelerated programs, we have outstanding choice and career options for our students. The Choice Academies at Royal Palm Beach High School are medical, IB, HVAC, NJROTC, STEM, and marketing and entrepreneurship. The FY23 choice applications increased by 10%, and 92% of those students did choose us to come to us. So out of all those increased applications, we're still maintaining and we're still remaining attractive with our Choice Academy programs. The Medical Academy is up and running at full capacity. This will be the first time they're getting back into their clinicals. The kids are so excited. We are currently placing our students. We have a wonderful partner with HCA Palms West. Our pre-med programs will go to Palms West for their clinicals, and our farm tech students, we have a partnership with Walgreens. So you will see some of our students out in the community at HCA and Walgreens. And also we have already one of our HVAC Academy students has pledged to be employed with the School District of Palm Beach County. So we're growing our own for sure. This is just a visual of our college and career academics. I have to say there are approximately 734 students in all of these academies, and they are, along with the rest of our student body, they're just the pride and joy of our school. You can see them, they wear their uniforms, whether it's medical and NJROTC, and they're all just very proud. They work with the associations. We have HOSA for our medical academy, NJROTC is competing as much as possible. So we're just continuing to grow, which is so nice. This is the breakdown, so career readiness, technically, the Royal Way. So these are the breakdown numbers for the students in each of our academies at our school. and that totals 734. We also, as a large comprehensive Title I high school, we have over 53 different clubs. So it doesn't have to just be athletics. Students have a myriad of opportunities to join 1 or 5 if they can balance their schedule, but we do offer a little bit of everything. We call it our Wildcat Wows. The next few slides are just really showing off what we have and shedding some positive light on all of the wonderful things that our students are capable of. We had 2 of our Medical Academy students be accepted into the FAU Medical Bridge program, which is outstanding. We also had, at the end of last year, our students won first place at the Max Planck Brain Bee, which this is all about neuroscience. And I received so many compliments from the way our students performed and how well they did here, and it just goes to show. So happy to come out a winner and hope to repeat this year. These students here, we have 7 College Board National recognized students, and what that means is these students earn the recognition based off of a high PSAT score or a high passing score on the advanced placement exam. So this is awarded through the College Board, which does the AP exams and is also the testing provider for the PSAT. So we're really proud of these guys. More perfectness from Wildcat Nation. We had the opportunity to congratulate this senior, Caden Martini. He received a perfect score on the U.S. History EOC, and Caden is in our STEM Academy. He's currently ranked 14th in the class of 2023, and he's already accepted into Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida, where he'll be doing a little bit of theology and a little bit of piloting. So he actually plans to pilot on mission trips, which we need a little more of Caden in our lives, I'm sure. We have another perfect score. We have a perfect EOC score on the Algebra 1 EOC. So her hard work added up to a perfect score, and Jashada is in our medical academy as well. We were the first HCA Florida Thank a Teacher for the year. We had an outstanding afternoon recognizing Dr. Deborah Fuchs, who teaches in our medical academy. Mr. Burke came, Mrs. Andrews came, the CEO from HCA, and other district partners. It was just a wonderful afternoon. I did tell them they're going to have to up the ante because $150 is not enough for all of our teachers, so we're going to work on that for sure. We are partnering with the Newspapers in Education, and our school counseling team is participating in Character Counts. These students were nominated by their teachers for having the attribute of fairness, and it was really great to take a photo with them. We're also participating in College Shirt Fridays, and so every Friday we're highlighting a Florida Public University, and our school counseling team is just outstanding, and we're pushing that out on all of our social media as well. We've also had community and district support for our Friday Night Lights. We've had several home games already, and many more to come, including homecoming. And this week we play Wellington, which is a fun Western Communities game. Mr. Burke has come, Councilman Hamara has come, so I do encourage you guys to welcome. You can be my guest. Come on and cheer on the Wildcats. We have a new coach, and Mother Nature has not been participating. Every single game has had a lightning delay since our spring game, so maybe one of these days we'll get a full game played here. And I would like to say Royal Palm Beach High School just greatly appreciates this continued support from the Village of Royal Palm Beach and the Educational Advisory Board. I just look forward to continued partnership, and I'm just honored to be able to be a part of this. I'd like to thank Valerie and Karen, the district, Marsha, like everybody. I've never not felt supported, and that means the world when you're running a mini city, right? You have to have the support of the people behind you. So I'm just grateful that I have great leadership, and just continue to look for the wonderful things coming out of Royal Palm. So thank you for the opportunity today.
Thank you, Principal Fleming. Excellent, excellent job. Very exciting. Did anyone have any questions before we move on to the next?
It's a good chance.
Do we have some more reports? Do you have a report? Okay.
fix my hair.
This-
I
this-
can't help it, but the camera's looking right at me.
This is not a Zoom meeting, you know.
That felt worse.
This is in person.
Okay, I'm still looking for the presentation. Just a minute, please. Was it loaded on here for me? Let me take a peek. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay, it's under that Chrome, hiding in there. Let me go ahead and get started. It needs to reload. I want to make sure I'm able to show a couple of videos that I have linked to the presentation this evening. Well, good evening, Village of Royal Palm Advisory Committee. I'm so happy to be here. For those of you that have not met me yet, I'm Valerie Haynes. I am the proud Central Regional Superintendent, and I, with my team, Ms. Karen Wetzel, is our instructional superintendent for secondary schools, meaning Royal Palm Beach High School and Crestwood Middle, as well as Ms. Vivian Green, who's with us today, and she is the instructional superintendent for elementary schools within the Village of Royal Palm. Tonight, I also have with us our wonderful Dave Dolan and his team, who is with us this evening, as I would like to share a little bit of an update in regards to Crestwood Middle School's being utilized as a temporary campus for Malaluga Elementary this year, and next year, Wimbrook. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. And I know that we even have a drone video to be able to show you, so you can do a little virtual tour from here in your comfort of your seats tonight, so you can see what it actually looks like at Crestwood Middle, as well as, of course, Ms. Andrews, who is always here with us at every meeting and always 100% support of all of our Village of Royal Palm Beach and Western communities, students, families, and also schools. So on behalf of Mr. Burke and Mr. Tierney, Mr. Burke being our superintendent, Mr. Tierney our deputy superintendent, we are glad to be here again with you another year. This is our first meeting of the year, so just so you know, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually included August and September because we were ready for the updates in August, but then the meeting got canceled, so I did a combination of both. That way I didn't want to lose out on the information that I had from August, just to catch up a little bit. So, fast facts about our district. Wanted to remind you about the fact that we're the 10th largest district in the nation with nearly a $5 billion budget, which was founded in 1909. And we serve over 667,000 students. We have over 12,700 talented teachers. Our graduation rate is at its highest that it's ever been, at 95.9. We're going to say 96%. And 66% of our schools, which is 2/3 of our schools, are rated a school A or B. You will note later in the presentation that the Village of Royal Palm Beach schools are all A's and B's, which is something to be very proud of, very proud of. We now have 180 district-operated schools. We had 179 a year ago, but Blue Lake opened up in the Boca area, and so now we have 180. And 2 additional schools are right now currently being built, a middle school down in the Boca area, as well as Triple O, which is a high school that is being built in the western communities of Lake Worth, and Triple O is under Central Region. We also have over almost 23,000 district employees. Of course, we are the largest employer in Palm Beach County, of which we also have 224 school police officers that serve in our district, 335 choice, career, and technical education courses. 192 countries or territories are represented by our district students, and we have over 185,000, which I believe that number has now increased because we purchased more Chromebooks that have also been deployed in our district. We are so very proud of the very hard work that our district earned a grade of A last school year, which was quite a feat. You know, if you look at the state of Florida and at the urban 7 districts, Miami-Dade and Palm Beach are the only 2 that earn the A, and very few also in the state. So we're very proud of that work. In the school district of Palm Beach County, our students outperformed Florida in all of those areas. One of the things I wanted to share with you at the elementary level specifically, because we had talked about the learning loss, right, for years, that it was going to take years for us to be able to, lack of a better word, catch them up. There is no such thing, but it's how can we accelerate the learning to be able to take care of those gaps as soon as possible so that the students can be proficient and on grade level or even working above grade level. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you at the elementary level, being that it's the most critical, the years that you're learning how to read and write and be able to problem solve and whatnot, I wanted to look at the data differently. I wanted us to look at the data from 2019, which is pre-pandemic, those results, and 2022. But I didn't want to take away the fact that in 2021, between 2021 and 2022, they also had nice jumps, right? But we want to always go back and look at data to take a look at 2019 as being that benchmark or where we left off before the pandemic. So we want to be able to not only catch up to that, but exceed the results. So if you look at Cypress Trails, we're very proud of the work that they've done in that in 2019 in ELA, English Language Arts, 64% of the students then were proficient. 64% of the students in 2021 were still proficient, and now in 2022, 67%. So not only did they go back and actually meet those high results back in 2019, but they've exceeded with a difference of 3%. For H.L. Johnson and English Language Arts, 71% in 2019, 70% in 2021, and 73% in 2022 with an increase of 2%. In Royal Palm Beach, you know, a loss of 1% is pretty much maintaining. So it is really impressive with English Language Arts and the way that they have not only maintained but also increased the proficiency of our students. And that includes 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So for math, we had talked about math is the biggest, right? The biggest drop nationwide, statewide, also district-wide. And so in order for us to be able to catch up that math, it's going to take a little bit more time because it's so concrete sequential. And so given that, if you look at 2019, I wanted to show you that from 2019, where the schools were as far as proficiency with students, in 2021, if you look at 55%, look at already the jump over at Cypress Trails, jumped all the way to 68%. Not quite at 74%, but they're certainly trending in the right direction. It just needs a little bit more time. If you look at H.L. Johnson, again, 82% back in 2019, pre-pandemic days, and in 2021, they were able to move it up to 70, but now they're up to 73 in 2022. Not quite where we were in 2019, but they're trending up and moving in the right direction. Same thing with Royal Palm Beach L. 77%, dropped to that 58% in 2021. Remember, there's that gap year of 2020, the kids didn't test. And now back up to 64%. So we're not quite as to where the students were pre-pandemic, but certainly trending in the right direction. Science is something that we are working district-wide. This has nothing to do with the Village of Royal Palm Beach Schools. Science as a district underperformed the state across the board, with the exception of very few schools. And so it's something systematic that we need to work on. So back in 2019, if you look at the difference from 55%, but I want you to look at Cypress Trails, they jumped to 71%. That's actually one of the highest percentages of proficiency in science, and it's in Cypress Trails, it's in one of your schools. H.L. Johnson from 74%, it is a drop to 52, but back up to 66%, where you can tell that they're trending up. And at Royal Palm Beach L, again, you're looking at a 63% back in 2019, and then 64% dropped to a 51%. It is a drop of 12%, but although it's not trending up, these are different groups of students, and so depending on how their literacy proficiency is, The science test is technically almost a reading test with knowing the content of science. So you have to be able to be able to read, and it's basically informational text, right? Informational text. And so looking at the data specifically for those particular fifth graders, they were not the highest percentage of reading, and that impacted the science as well. But needless to say, your Village of Royal Palm Beach Elementary Schools is absolutely trending up. And so because of this data, we're very optimistic as to what your middle school data will continue to look, as well as Village of Royal Palm Beach High School in the future as well. So as I mentioned before, we're very proud of the fact that all of your elementary schools are still earning a grade of A, and your middle school and Royal Palm Beach High School also earned their B's again this year. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a few highlights of what's happening out there at your elementary school, starting with Cypress Trails with Mr. Salter. And as you can tell with these beautiful pictures, we had wonderful end of the year. Remember, this is some of this August updates, August and early September. We had a wonderful end of the 21-22 school year at Cypress Trails. Each grade level had a culminating activity or program that we were honored to have so many families attend. And it's so nice to see that the families are coming back to school. You know, we're feeling so much more of that normalcy in the school centers, which is wonderful. Congratulations to our very own Megan Detlin for becoming the new assistant principal at Acreage Pines Elementary School. Megan made a tremendous impact on Cypress Trails through cultivating relationships with students, families, and staff, and leading the ESC department, and she is so deserving of this honor, and we are so proud of her hard work. Over at H.L. Johnson with Dr. Crystal Amado Kucharski, we have some great, amazing things happening over in the summer, over at H.L. Summer Camp. Oh, they had fun. You know, back to, you know, having some opportunities to be able to be together, to go to the movies. Looks like they were at the Rapids. Wow, how fun. I wish I would have been there. Invite me next time. Okay, H.L. Johnson's theme this year in building the best. So the new best standards, as you know, and that's going to be part of my update later on, we have new standards from the state, which is benchmarks for excellent student thinking standards. And so that is H.L. Johnson's theme for the year, building the best, building upon all stakeholders' love for learning, building the strongest foundation for achievement, character, mastery of knowledge and skills, and high-quality work, building upon their STEAM, Cambridge Primary, and Green initiatives. And facility renew construction will begin once it is board approved, so good things are still coming. Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, we're going to move over to with Ms. Getty. And over at Royal Palm Beach L, they hosted their annual Bobcat Back to School Barbecue on Friday, August 12th. Over 400 guests attended this special event, including current Bobcat families, Bobcat staff, and faculty, and also alumni. At Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, students were encouraged to participate in the Summer Reading Challenge. Avoid that summer slide and join us on that water slide. Over 150 students participated and enjoyed their time on the water slide on August 22nd. Over at Crestwood Middle School with Dr. Nance, we welcomed Team Crestwood on August 4th. Was an Eagle Terrific day at the Eagle's Nest. The Crestwood energy could be felt throughout the entire day as their teachers engaged in interactive professional learning sessions. Here, the teachers are learning more about the new Cambridge program, and we are so very happy to have that program there now. The Eagles Nest also had a successful Eagles Schedule Pickup event on August 5th, and it was led by the National Junior Honor Society students. The Eagles received their campus tours, met their teachers and staff. They were also excited to hold their new Eagle orientation from 5:30 to 6:30. So they had a lot of orientation and ready to get the year going. Over at Royal Palm Beach High School, you've heard the wonderful presentation from Ms. Fleming this evening. But just a little bit more of things that occurred right before school opening. School council leadership serving up lunch for the new Wildcat faculty. These dedicated students prepare the back-to-school night for upperclassmen as well as for the freshman orientation. And also the new members to the NJROTC family have endured a week of leadership training, uniform inspections, physical fitness training, as well as high school orientation, officially welcoming their new cadets into the NJROTC ranks. And then here's a little bit more of the welcome back. Everyone ready to work super hard. So now some of the updates from our district. I had mentioned to you a little bit ago that we are implementing new BEST standards, new state standards. And for English language arts, those new standards this year are grade 3 through 10. And that is because last year we implemented the new BEST standards for kindergarten through second. So this year now all of our grades have English language arts, new BEST standards. We're also implementing new math BEST standards, and that's kindergarten through 8th. So the teachers that are teaching in grades 3 through 8th are learning 2 sets of new standards, both for English language arts as well as mathematics. Because of we do have new BEST standards, we also have new resources because, of course, the resources need to be written in a way that supports the new standards. And so teachers are learning how to implement the new resources, the new ELA resources, as well as the new math resources. Now, when you have new standards, you also have new assessments, because now you need to assess the new standards. So we have the new assessments that are now called the Best Writing Standards for grades 4 through 10th. Now, this year is unique in that this year they are utilizing the year as to be able to do field testing of many different prompts. So some schools will be selected, which means that this year those assessment results in writing will basically be used for baseline and as well as just test item types. Other than that, the students will not receive official scores on the writing assessment. Also, we have new BEST Algebra 1 and Geometry EOC assessments. And the Florida assessment, Student Thinking Fast Progress Monitoring Assessments in Reading, which is VPK through grade 10, and Mathematics VPK through grade 8. Now, what those are, in the past, instead of having, like, remember the FSA was in the spring, we would have the FSA assessments. Instead of doing just at the end of the year, the state has now implemented a new assessment system, which now they call progress monitoring, and they have, we call them PMs, and that happens 3 times a year. So we're just about to finish the first PM. The PM1 is, the progress monitoring 1 is basically to figure out what the baseline is of the student. Teachers get immediate feedback, school gets immediate feedback of what the students need to work on. PM2 is around the same window of time in which we used to already administer what we called winter diagnostics to see where the students were and if the FSA was actually administered on that day, so that we can capture that data and use that data to be able to guide our instruction between January and the actual assessment of FSA, the end of the year. Now, PM2 is being administered through the state. So we will not be administering our typical winter diagnostics. Instead, we're going to be using the results from PM2 to use that data to be able to drive the instruction and make instructional adjustments as needed for students individually or as grade levels or by class, whatever is needed. PM3 is the last, per se, culminating assessment of the year from the state. And that is similar to what used to be called FSA, but now it's PM3. So now the state is assessing the students 3 times in the year. It's all done digitally, but the first 2 times are really meant to drive instruction. Baseline, mid-check, mid-year check, and then the end is supposed to be the culminating or the summative assessment. Any questions in regards to the academic updates? Because that's very different than in the past. I want you to notice the uniqueness about the fact that I've included VPK. This year, the state is really seeing, and so are we, right, the importance of VPK and the importance of early childhood learning for our students. That they too are making sure that we assess all of our students in VPK to see where they are and how that information can inform our teachers in our schools. Okay, so we still thank you for allowing the temporary sites at Crestwood Middle School. At this time, I would like to be able to invite Mr. Dolan and no, okay. No, you're going to sit right there? Okay. Until a question is asked and you're going to be asked to come up here. So I wanted to take an opportunity with Mr. Dolan to be able to share with you a few updates. So this is a temporary site. I had mentioned to you before and shared with you this visual, right? That was in picture. But soon you're going to be able to see the drone. Are you excited to see the drone? Okay.
I didn't want to do a long drone because people lose it on it. So it's a nice quick run.
So the Crestwood, there are 11 classrooms in Crestwood that Melaleuca is using for their upper grade students. 47 portable classrooms. There is 1 kitchen, 2 dining rooms, 1 admin office, 1 clinic, 1 science room, 1 media center, 1 art room, 1 music, 1 PE. There is a school resource officer just for Melaleuca, and then there's a school police officer for Crestwood. So there is a police officer for each one of the campuses. There is 1 ESC office, 1 aftercare. There is a textbook storage room, 2 group restrooms, and 28 classrooms. So a little bit more about the temporary site. The campus was constructed to accommodate a maximum, or a minimum, I should say, of 647 students from Melaleuca. All buildings are complete with kitchen to be operable shortly, and I think it's a matter of 1 more day?
Yeah, 1 to 2 days.
2 more days, because we've been on the phone about it. The students are, however, still receiving a few hot meals a week anyway. We made sure that that occurs while the kitchen was made operable. The facility accommodates a dual language program and also a band program. There is fencing separating the Crestwood operations from the Melaleuca operations. As far as security, the campus perimeter is secure and all classrooms are locked. All security measures, including cameras, card readers, door releases, will be operational shortly. But for now, we have a police officer that's manning the door to make sure nobody is in and out, because there's only 1 way in and 1 way out. Power and network are fully complete and active. And then transportation remains a priority to avoid traffic congestion in the community. Now, I'm going to say this, that even in the regional office, we actually check the transportation because it's all in a system that we can just log in ourselves and check to make sure all the buses are en route. And if we see any issues with a bus not being en route or on time, we make phone calls for Melaleuca to make sure that the buses do get there on time and en route, to avoid parents having to drive out to Royal Palm for 2 reasons. We don't want to inconvenience the parents of these students because sometimes these students won't even be able to go to school. These parents don't have that transportation to get them there. But 2, to avoid excessive traffic in your community. So these are just pictures, what it looks like, Melaleuca, the temporary site. And now, are you ready for the drone? Okay. Here we go. This is super exciting. I already watched it, by the way. You know I already watched it. You want to explain a little bit about that?
Okay, real quick, this is coming in the main entrance by Crestwood. And where our students' parents drop off is circles around this area, same as with the middle school. Now we're sweeping into the new bus loop. It's been repaved, reset up. The classrooms that you saw there are off to the left within Crestwood. And here is our entire holding school. That first 4 buildings are the two cafeteria buildings, the kitchen and the main office. And then as you'll notice, there's a long line of modular classrooms, all with covered walkway. There we go.
Pause. I'm
Oh,
trying to
so
pause.
close.
Hold on, let me try one more time. I'm trying to pause so that you can see. Hold on. Pause. There you go.
Okay, so you'll notice that there are 3 lines of classroom with 2 sets of hallways in between, covered walkways.
Okay, so
in
this
between.
here,
That is the kitchen portable, which is soon to be underway. Expect to pass health department tomorrow and have it operational within the next day or 2. The building to the left is the main office, right there. And then the next 2 on the right are the 2 cafeteria portables. Basically, they get to eat with their friends or with their classmates, separated it out. Obviously, a whole line of classrooms, and there are some resource rooms within those modular classrooms. There is down the far end is a group restroom. So in addition to most of these having restrooms in the classroom at the end, we do have a group restroom for at the end of PE and things like that. So they do have outdoor activities. You'll notice off to the left there is some of our green area, and of course the use of the track as need be. And what you don't see is at the far end is also another green area for their play area.
by the trees.
And again, as Ms. Haynes identified, this will be a holding school for 2 schools. This year for Malaluca, you guys were kind enough to allow this, and next year for Winbrook will be housed here. And that is because, as a matter of fact, Ms. Haynes, when she mentioned we are building 2 new schools, in fact, I'd really like to say we're building 4 new schools, because there are 2 brand new schools as yet unnamed, a middle school and a high school. But we are, in fact, also rebuilding Grove Park. We call them modernizations. And of course, Malaluca this year. And next year, I think we have 3 more that we'll be building. So we are definitely, this is all this is part of our penny sales tax. And again, we can't thank you, the taxpayers, enough, because these were certainly appreciated and needed.
Any questions in regards to the holding site? Did you enjoy the tour? The drone tour?
We had a really long one, and I was like, I don't want to stand up there and have them watching us flying all around. So I do appreciate your patience.
If I can, Madam Chair, I was absolutely sure that if there were problems, that I would hear about them, and so no news is, in this particular case, good news, so all of that planning and also the quick reaction when it looked like there might have been something going on has so far been really good, and quite surprising, honestly, because there are very limited roads over there, and so we're building a lot of new schools. That's because of all the growth in the area. Well, the growth also produces a lot of traffic, and so you can see the concern, but it looks like it's been handled well so far, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, I must say that between the school and our district and our facilities department worked so well together to be proactive as much as possible. We were having weekly meetings, even with transportation, just to avoid any type of issues. I know that, there was delivery of hundreds of letters by foot, just to be able to deliver to just alert the community, anybody that lived within the vicinity, just to let them know it was happening and how it could impact them or the times. So we did everything we could to try and avoid, any issues. But we do thank you.
And in typical partnership fashion, worked well with the village staff in trying to make this happen, as well as PBSO. So thank you again.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and so now we're going to talk about our strategic plan, which has now been approved. So we're really now moving into the September meeting. August is done, now we're in September. So there are 3 priority student outcomes, and I know you've heard already the theme about educate, affirm, and inspire. We also include 4 strategic themes in the strategic plan from 2022 to 2027, is for the next 5 years. They are academic growth and excellence, academic excellence and growth, I should say, student-focused culture, mental health and wellness, as well as committed and impactful employees. So as you can tell by the strategic themes, everyone has a part in it. Of course, when you have themes and priorities, you have to have some sort of indicators. How do you know you've done well? How can you measure? So for Educate, these are some of the indicators included in that. Early literacy in pre-K through 3rd grade, key milestones for academic achievement, successful transitions between schools into college and career. One of the things that we are working on this year is not only the transition that we worked on last year between elementary schools and middle schools. I know I spoke about it at one of the meetings that we had here. But this year, we're also looking at the early childhood, childhood education, meaning our private daycare providers and early childhood providers in pre-K and VPK, to be able to work with them on the expectations and helping them understand what the expectations of a kindergartner, what it is upon entering kindergarten, and to also be able to educate our private providers as to how they can help to be able to work with the students to prepare them appropriately. So we are working on that transition as well this year. Affirm indicators. So those indicators are a sense of belonging, equitable participation and representation, student perceptions of staff, effectiveness and support, growth mindset of students and staff. So for Inspire, some of the indicators are student caregiver, community satisfaction and engagement, student self-efficacy, student attendance, student participation in extracurricular options, high-level coursework, career pathway participation, postgraduate credentials, increased district enrollment, and student and caregiver satisfaction with district and school. And how that's attained is through surveys, through academic performance, etc. Now, I know we had mentioned a little bit before in regards to some of the schools that we have under construction or modernization, right? And that is thanks to the one meal referendum. So, of course, I couldn't be here tonight without at least sharing or educating our communities as to how much this referendum actually does help our district and our communities. So, as you know, election is November 8th, and the district's countywide question to continue, so this is not new, this is to continue, the one meal referendum will be on the November 8th ballot. I want to share with you a little bit video in regards to the referendum.
Strong schools build strong communities. Music fills me with joy, and I'm so thankful to be part of a school district that supports the arts.
Teachers don't get into this profession to make money. We get into it to impact students, to help students to be their best selves. So the referendum really helps teachers make those ends meet.
We're helping more students than ever who are struggling with pandemic-related mental health issues. Thanks to the 2018 referendum, we now have a behavioral health professional on every campus.
The district also has a sworn police officer on every campus. And thanks to the 2018 referendum, we have been able to greatly enhance our security, technology, and resources. That means a lot to me as an officer and as a parent.
4 years ago, our Palm Beach County community came together and approved the school district's 2018 referendum, making a commitment to ensure our quality of life moving forward by supporting our schools. Now, 4 years later, we have the opportunity to build on this work and keep our A-rated district educating, affirming, inspiring the next generation of leaders. On Election Day, November 8th, you'll find a question on the ballot impacting the future of Palm Beach County public schools. It's a referendum to continue the existing school funding that was approved by voters in 2018 and expires next year unless renewed by the voters on November 8th.
Like the 2018 referendum, the 2022 referendum will continue to strengthen school security by funding police officers and other security personnel and enhancing security equipment designed to keep our students, staff, and schools safe.
It will also continue to support student mental health by funding mental health professionals, school psychologists, social workers, and school counselors. It's all about the emotional and social well-being of students, especially those negatively impacted by the pandemic.
The 2022 referendum will also continue to fund more than 750 art, music, PE, health, and choice and career teachers, dedicated educators who prepare today's students for tomorrow's jobs.
And like before, this funding will also continue to be used to improve teacher pay through recruitment and retention supplements based on years of experience.
Research shows that a quality teacher has more impact on student achievement than any aspect of school.
Again, this is not a new tax. The 2022 levy funding these initiatives would replace the current 1 mil levy that Palm Beach County voters approved in 2018. That means homeowners would continue to pay $1 for every $1,000 of assessed value of their home. Every dollar collected and spent will continue to be monitored by an independent oversight committee of local citizens, ensuring that your money is spent for its precise designated purpose. Like the 2018 referendum, this measure would automatically expire in 4 years and could not be renewed without voter approval.
High-quality public education impacts everyone in many ways by improving our quality of life and making our community one of the most desirable, not only in the state, but in the nation.
We're training today's firefighters, EMTs, and police officers, along with tomorrow's service professionals, engineers, and doctors, through hundreds of programs in our schools.
Being in the medical program has promoted me, kind of motivated me to just strive to become a doctor. One of my dreams is definitely to come back to the Glades, my community, and give what was given to me.
This funding is an investment in our district, which has been educating students since 1909. So today's learners will be tomorrow's leaders.
Strong schools.
Strong communities.
Sponsored by the Palm Beach County School District.
Okay. Thank you for taking a moment to listen to the little commercial. And again, just to repeat that a little bit, what the referendum does is that it allows us to support student mental health by continuing to fund mental health professionals, school counselors, social workers, and psychologists to support social and emotional well-being of students. It also allows us to improve teacher pay, to provide all experienced, effective, and highly effective teachers with a retention supplement based upon their years of experience. It also enhances our school safety to continue to fund police officers and other security personnel to enhance school safety. And it funds the safety equipment as well. And then it also assists us to keep arts and music education, continue to fund 750 art, music, PE, health, choice of career education teachers, and to ensure that there are no cuts made to the existing teaching staff levels that we have today. So I always like to leave with a little bit of a quote. So here's my little bit of a quote, and then there will be another video following this quote, and then I'll be opening up to questions. Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. And one of the things that I'm really proud of with the Village of Royal Palm and the Central Region Office in our school district is that we do have great collaboration and partnership. And I look forward to another excellent year so that we can move or continue to move our schools to the next level. And now a little bit about how our school district continues to educate, affirm, and inspire. Play on.
Bubble. Educate, affirm, inspire.
Educate means that we are being able to provide our students with the skills, the knowledge to be able to really master all things.
I am always looking at educating the whole child, having the academics, but then also being able to explore their creativity.
Affirm.
As a high school student, I've gained industry certifications through Adobe and Apple. Those certifications have furthered my creative journey, and I'm proud of them. The affirmation process starts with teachers, and they were there not only just to educate me, but also to affirm me, saying, "We got this."
Inspire.
I definitely want to be able to inspire young students to be able to follow their dreams. And someday make it to big things like Broadway. That was something that I was able to do. I was in West Side Story. To be able to come back and express and show and share all of my experiences, I'm sure I would be able to inspire other students to be able to reach their goals one day.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
Questions? Thank you, Ms. Haynes.
All right. So always stay in touch. There's my our Central Region information there, as well as many different ways that you can stay in touch in our village of Royal Palm to be able to stay in touch with us. And now I would like to invite Ms. Andrews over. I said it. Well, then I made it easier for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And good evening to the Village of Royal Palm Beach Education Advisory Board. We are so excited to begin a new school year. And I want to say to Chair Sullivan and Vice Chair Crosby, the entire Education Board, and to our Student Council President, Javier Rivas. We're just thrilled to see you today. You're a superstar. And then when I see staff from Royal Palm Beach, the village, and my friend, Commissioner Jeff Pomera, it's great to be back. We're starting a new year, and it's a great new year. And when I heard from our principal, Ms. Fleming from Royal Palm Beach High School, you look just so beautiful, and your presentation was awesome, and your dances were superb. So we're just thrilled for you to be the principal at Royal Palm Beach High School. And I'm telling you, keep up the great work. You have a wonderful team that work with you. It takes the whole team, the village, to make it great over there. And we're so proud of you. And I want to say on behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Burke, and all 7 school board members, I'm just thrilled to be the school board member for District 6 and for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I live here, and so it's always exciting to say, you live here. We have great schools in all of Palm Beach County. We're an A-rated district, but right here in the village, I think we are awesome. And we're awesome because we have a wonderful partnership with the Village of Royal Palm Beach. When I think about Malaluca, the new school, how everything has flowed so smoothly with the opening of that school so that we could build the proper school for Malaluca Elementary School. That's a partnership that we have here with the Village of Royal Palm Beach, and everything has moved smoothly through that process. And someone selected that site, and they knew that because of Royal Palm Beach and the village, that we could work together to make sure those children had a wonderful place to be educated while we built them a facility that would be outstanding. And I thank you also because our Royal Palm Beach transportation facility that covers everything in this region sits here in the Village of Royal Palm Beach. And Commissioner Hamera, thank you for all you do to allow that partnership with the School District of Palm Beach County. When we think about all the things our bus drivers have had to go through this year because of a bus shortage nationally, we know that right here in the village, we're trying to make sure that we support them in any way that we can to make it a wonderful experience as they come and go all over the place, Wellington to the Acreage, all the way out to Westlake, to Arden. They all bundle right through here in the Village of Royal Palm Beach. And so that's a wonderful partnership. So I want to thank you on behalf of the school board and the superintendent for being a great partner. Yes, this referendum is coming, but you know, because you're an active participant with the school district when we talk about, you know, our career academies and the partnerships. You heard about them today from the high school and from the district's presentation today about all the wonderful programs that we have. And that's all because of that referendum that you passed back in 2018. And when we think about our police protection to make sure that our children are safe, this year we have our new panic button that every employee wears. But when we think about having a police officer In every school, sometimes more than one, and many schools, police aides to keep us safe, our technology, the hardening of our schools, all that comes from the support of the taxes that you actually pay for greatness in our schools. We have excellent schools in the school district of Palm Beach County. And when we think about the wonderful teachers, Javier, that teach you every single day, we have a national teacher shortage. I used to be a teacher recruiter back in the day, so I know about shortages have always been around. But since the pandemic, it's very difficult to get people to work, to come into teaching. So we're working hard as a school board to pay better. That referendum helps too, because as you heard Ms. Haynes say, that those that come in with 10 years experience get that $10,000 bonus, and those with 5 years get the $5,000, and so on with the $1,000. That helps into the budget piece to make sure that we can pay our teachers better. Thinking about our bus drivers, we're going to be paying them more. We just increased their salary, but I was sitting just recently with the rest of the school board, and we're coming out with some additional monies to pay them more. Look for it. You can't hear it all tonight, but we know if we're going to recruit the drivers to be able to work, to take our kids to school, coming to school and getting them home on time, we've got to pay them. We've got to make sure that they feel good about what they do every day, support them, and acknowledge the great work they do. I happened to be at the bus driver bid day when they were actually coming back to work, and they came into that program saying, I want to drive bus 018 because those are my children. Those children know me. I've been picking them up for years. I take them and I bring them home safely. So we've got to make sure that we honor them, we pay them well, and all of the school board, as well as our superintendent, we're working hard with the unions to make sure that we increase the salary. Right now, we've given them a $1,000 bonus, and we increased their salary for this year, but we are actually doing more. So you'll hear more about that coming on. And we're heavily recruiting for teachers, as well as bus drivers, custodians, and every other angle, because this shortage is everywhere. And the pandemic did a lot of keeping people out of employment, because you can go anywhere because there's a shortage everywhere. But we want them to work for the school district of Palm Beach County. We are the largest employer, and we're making a difference. So when I stand here and tell you that I'm so excited that we have great schools, we're an A-rated district, but it comes with working together as a family, as a partnership, having our education advisory board. So when something is happening, you know first. You get a chance to ask questions, and we can make change based on parental input and your ideas on how we can make our school district better. We don't come to say that we know it all. I've been around a long time, but I'm learning every single day new things. So we are so thrilled to be a part of this partnership with the Royal Palm Beach Education Advisory Board. You are awesome. And those around, like Westlake, they started by talking to people like you to get their own educational advisory board. And the Glades and Wellington and Royal Palm Beach, you all have been the forerunners of this wonderful collaboration and communications. So I know that we've heard some wonderful things tonight, so I'm not going to repeat them all. We love you all. We're glad to be a member of the family here, and we're partnering together. But I'd like to open it up for any specific questions that any of you may have of me as your school board member. And certainly if I get twisted, I have all of these superstars out here that can help me answer any question that I need. So I'd like to open it up for you all if you have a question.
Questions? I'll ask a question. Ms. Haynes presented the new BEST standards. How are you finding that? How is the district embracing that? Is it challenging to move from one standard to another? And what do you think those opportunities and challenges
I think those opportunities are out here for us to embrace. We work in collaboration with the state of Florida, the education committees that come out of Tallahassee with the new standards. I think professional development and learning exactly what the new standards will be, how we will implement, It doesn't just come overnight. We have to train our teachers and ask them to review what has come down from the state, make recommendations if we think we need to make those changes. But I think it's great with the processing of no more of the testing, high stakes testing. I never liked that. And so as a result, being a teacher and a principal all those years, I am happy to see the beginning, the midway, and then the end. And it all doesn't stop on one given day. And we've got to teach the children so that they can be ready to excel on the tests. So the standards are the things that I think we are working on coming from the state. We, as a curriculum, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Dr. Glenda Sheffield, has been working with every school, working with the board to go over those standards and talking to our teachers as well as training them on how to implement them. And this is our first time because this is new. So if you're working on something that's new, you're not going to know everything. It's a learning process. And we're working closely with state agencies coming out of the education department. So if we need to make some refinements of any of those things, we do have a voice in that process. But we're just beginning. But I think it's a good thing. And I like those standards as we move forward. And I certainly like the new process with getting away from high stakes testing, one day, one time, one of each year, and you've got to be your best on that day. I never agreed with that, so I like a lot of the movement that's coming forth at this time.
Thank you.
But I'd like to thank you all for volunteering. It means so much to see you giving your time and efforts to help the school district of Palm Beach County, to help our children to be in our schools, to get to know all of the principals and the kids every single day. I've been out to a lot of schools since we've started this year. The kids are very excited. They're going to be excited to see you and work with you as you work in our schools. You'll find there's no other place better than to be in the school each and every day. Having been a teacher, I know all the work that I've done over the years. My best time has been in the classroom, being in the school. And I want to thank all the principals here and the staff that work with them every single day. I just saw Mr. Salter just yesterday when I was walking my dog, and I saw him with his family, some little ones, and he has a first grader. So, you know, it's a great time to be in education, making a difference after we've come through a pandemic that we had never seen before, and our children had to be virtual. So we've moved from in school to virtual and back to in school again. The best place to be in the classroom. So I thank you all for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I speak on behalf of the committee and to say, you know, good luck with this year. We're looking forward to a really successful year. I have a student in high school, and I can already tell that the energy in the school feels like it was before the pandemic. The high school stands are filled, the football, it just feels really like it's going to be a really good year. So I'm wishing you guys the best of luck, and we are advocates for you and, you know, part of the family. So,
and I thank you. And when you heard tonight about the unfinished learning and how much improvement we're making, you know, our children have gone through a lot with mental health and through this pandemic, and just give us the time to get them all back. They're so excited. And I think those numbers that you see up there on the screen, they're going to go, 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 because now we have our students back, our teachers, our schools open. It is a great time to be in Palm Beach County, an A-rated district anyway, but also to taking care of all of the children. It's a great time. So thank you.
Thank you for your time. Okay. Well, we're nearing the end of our agenda. Is there any other reports before we move into the student council report?
Actually, I have something, but I'm going to wait until Javier has his say.
Okay. So take it away, Javier.
Hello, everyone. I'm Javier Rivas, and I am the student body president at Royal Palm Beach High School for the school year 2022 to 2023. The Executive Board of Student Council had a great opportunity to attend the South Florida Leadership Training Camp. The South Florida Leadership Training Camp, SFLTC, allowed us to get a more in-depth knowledge of showcasing leadership that we were able to bring back to the school and campus to present in school organizations. So at this camp, it was at Nova University, and it was really cool because we were all split up into different groups, so we didn't know anyone that we were with. There's people from literally all schools, like Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, Monarch High School, Palm Beach Central. So it was a good way of finding new leadership and because everyone there was either like high positions in their school. So we all had to realize that we all couldn't be leaders, and we all had to learn from each other, and we all just couldn't hold the spotlight. So if you know anyone who is interested in leadership, I really recommend that they look into the South Florida Leadership Training Camp, and that they hopefully attend it. 2 weeks prior to school starting, Student Council met on school campus to welcome the new members of Student Council and planned the freshman orientation for the incoming freshmen. We also created a Student Council calendar to showcase everything that we plan with set dates for the first semester of school. So we made a calendar with all of the executive board and all the members of Student Council of what we wanted to do, and we made set dates. So we have to go by our dates, and everything will be done how it has to be done, day by day. So the freshman orientation took place on August 8th, the Monday prior to the beginning of school, and it was a huge success. The new freshmen were able to get their IDs, Chromebooks, a tour of the main areas on our campus. We also gave the students, the freshmen, advice to help them succeed in their high school years academically and socially. It was really cool because I was able to speak to some freshmen and kids from everywhere. There is these two siblings from Colombia. I remember them, and I'm Hispanic, but my Spanish is so-so, bien más o menos. So it was really nice talking to them and seeing that they were literally from the same town, the same city that my aunt lives in right now. And I see them around the school, and it was cool because I saw him in the ROTC outfit. So it was nice to see that he ended up joining a club and an academy. And that just shows everyone, no matter where you're from, you can find your niche and something that you would want to be a part of in school. Okay, here comes everything about homecoming, so get ready. It's a lot. Okay, Student Council started off strong with homecoming preparations as early as the first week of school. Student Council members have been working diligently to ensure the theme is executed to the T. We voted on Netflix to be the theme for this year's homecoming. So the theme for this year's homecoming dance will be Netflix. Homecoming will take place from September 19th to September 24th. Now I'm going to tell you all of the dress-up days and night activities that we have planned for homecoming week. Monday, the 19th, will be pajama day, where students are able to dress up in their most comfy pajamas and go to school. And an activity for that will be movie night, which will be happening in our courtyard. Tuesday, the 20th, will be Netflix show character, where students have the option to dress up as their favorite Netflix show character. And the theme and the night activity for that will be the talent show. Last year, I went to the talent show. I don't even think I was meaning to go there. I think I was going to go to the football game, and I somehow ended up at the talent show to get community service hours. I don't know. And when I could say, these kids at my school knows how to sing. There's this girl in my student council, her name's Destiny. I was like, I saw her up there, and I was like, wow, you sing very good. And it's cool because I have her as my student aide, and she always sings to me. Wednesday, the 21st, will be Preppy versus Beachy. This dress-up day was influenced by the popular show Outer Banks on Netflix, and the night activity for that will be dodgeball. So, where many clubs are able to join teams and make teams, so they're able to play a big dodgeball game. It's really nice, and it's really cool. I went last year, and it was a lot of fun. Thursday, the 22nd, will be Netflix squad / duo day. So students are able to dress up with their friends, their best friend, and dress up as their favorite duo or squad from Netflix. And the night activity for that will be Powder Puff. The Powder Puff game I went to last year was a lot of fun. I was actually a cheerleader there, so I was one of the people flipping on the field, like encouraging all my friends who were playing the football, were um, playing the actual Powder Puff, and it was cool because there was people from our football and basketball team who's never cheered. I'm actually a competitive cheerleader, so I actually cheered before. It was funny to see them try doing it. It's they tried their best. We'll say that. And Friday, the 23rd, will be class color day. Freshmen will be wearing gray, sophomores will be wearing white, juniors will be wearing teal, and seniors will be wearing black. And the night activity for that will be the homecoming football game. I'm very excited for this because how the prior football games have been, I am for sure I could confidently say that this one's gonna be a lot of fun. We have been doing themes at all football games and showing school spirit. So I could for sure say that this one's gonna be a lot of fun and everyone's gonna be showing a lot of spirit. And it's not even student council, there's other clubs that are helping us as well. So Avid, we had recycling club there, and then we also had IB, which is the IB program. We have a lot of IB friends who help us. So it was nice having everyone come together and seeing everyone participate as one and just basically be a community there. And obviously, I'll go to this. All the outfits must be school appropriate and followed by school rules. That's everyone knows that. And all the night activities will be starting at 6 p.m. and will be $5 for entry, except the homecoming football game, which will be starting at 6:30. And I actually do not know the pricing for that, but that one starts at 6:30. So all the events from Monday through Thursday will be starting from 6 p.m. and will be $5. And to wrap it all up, on that Saturday, we have the homecoming dance, which will be from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And that will be in our gymnasium. Student council decorates the whole walkway to the gymnasium, and we have a lot of fun. It was so much fun. It was so fun. I was actually talking to some of the members who joined student council, and I was like, "Did you ever see me at the dance?" And they were like, "Yeah, you were the one stepping on me, jumping up and down all over the place." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry." But it was really nice seeing that like so many people went, and last year our turnout was really good. We wanted to sell 600 tickets, and we ended up selling, I think it was 674 tickets, around that. And that was before the dance even started, we sold 570. So there was only 30 more tickets left. So we were like, if you guys want, you have to be the first one at the door to buy your ticket at the door. There was too much people to like turn them down, so we just allowed them all to come and party with us. And I think that's pretty much it. But I would also like to talk about, earlier someone talked about how parents are becoming more engaged in their student activities and school life. So I'll give you an example of what I saw. At the freshman orientation, I had to give a speech in the stage in our big auditorium. When I got up there, I was like, oh my gosh, every single seat in here is basically full. It was a lot for me, but it was also a lot for me in two ways. I was a little nervous, and the other way was because to seeing all these parents who are actually engaged and now are looking into their students' education and futures was really nice. And the other one was our college fair, which we had, I think it was last Thursday, presented by Miss Murphy, who was our counseling head of counseling. And I was just sitting there. I was the only one. And then like 10 minutes before everything started, another kid from student council came. I was like, okay, 2 people, whatever. And then our whole what's that called? Media center. Our whole media center was full in less than 10 minutes with parents and students. It was crazy. It was really nice, and that presentation was really helpful. And even for me, my parents, like, I love seeing them at the stuff I'm at, and they're always by my side helping me out. So yeah. What did I just? So someone said something about teachers. Okay, let's talk about teachers right now. So no, it was about the different advanced programs at schools. So for me, I'm a student who struggled in school a lot. I have an IEP, so I have personal accommodations. And seeing those ACE classes my junior year of high school was very frightening, and it was for sure a lot. Like, I was like, will I be able to do this? And I would like to say that I did great on all of them. So it just shows, it's like, it's showing kids who have disabilities and don't have the best learning that you can do it no matter what. And actually today I was in my class, I was going to take my AP statistics test, and I realized I left my calculator at home. So I stopped by my teacher from last year, Dr. Brioche, his class, and I was like, "Hi, please borrow a calculator." She was like, "Okay," and she gave me a calculator. So I went and I took my test, and when I was returning it, she actually was like, "Did you end up using your extra time?" Because she knows my accommodations, and she knows what I did. I was like, "Yes, I did," because I had to use my extra time. It's just something kids have to do. I had to use my extra time, and she was like, "Okay, good." It was nice to see that even her being my teacher from a whole year ago, she still remembers me and the accommodations that I have as a student. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
I'm thinking you covered it all, actually.
Thank you so much, Javier. We're very excited about your enthusiasm, and I think you're going to be a welcome addition this year. So congratulations again.
Great. He's
Councilman?
definitely going to be a fantastic addition to our board here. I did want to mention just a couple of things. First of all, thank you so much for the members of the board right now. This pandemic has subjected us all to a lot of what we call disruptions. Well, it ripples through everything in every way. And I really appreciate the three members of the board up here tremendously for being so flexible and willing to kind of roll with the punches on this. And so thank you very much. It's been a great first meeting. It really has. I told you I was going to be learning a lot from Javier, right? That was an understatement, obviously. One other thing I wanted to mention was that every year Royal Palm Beach has over, I guess, at least 8 years, maybe longer than that, done something with pre-K through second grade called Read for the Record. And so we're going to be doing it again this year. It's a program that's actually a nationwide program. Same books read to millions of kids by millions of adults throughout the country on the same day. This year's date is October the 27th. I forgot to write down the title of the book. But as always, thanks to the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County, we will be provided books, and we are more than happy to kind of orchestrate and work with the schools to set up readers and opportunities to read the book. And so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that to kind of get you all thinking along that line. Our point of contact actually is Chris Wax, whose telephone number is 561-790-5103. So she'll be coordinating all this activity, but every year it's a fantastic event. It really is. And we grow in numbers every single year. One other thing I did want to mention was just that if the principals could kind of stick around after the meeting for just a second, I got one thing I want to share with them. And once again, thank you all for coming out for the first night, and I can't thank the board enough. They've done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're getting down to the last parts of our agenda. I do want to open this up if there's any statements from the public. Okay. All right, and then I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the Education Advisory Board meeting from May 9th, our last meeting. Got a second? And all in favor? Okay. All right, minutes are approved. Okay, I think that means the meeting is adjourned at 7:45. Thank you so much, everybody, today.